So the idea that you have 11 dudes who are leaving some place like that where you can only like open doors once the other one's closed and all the things. How the heck did that happen is what we're wondering. Now he's just gonna start yanking on the thing with another shirt wrapped around the handle, or maybe he's kind of nudging that in there. So security's just sitting here watching him this whole time, I guess.
I strongly encourage all to educate the community on the importance of Vine Link. This is a free app that is listed online, and it is also a guide for victims and survivors to track offenders while they navigate the criminal justice system.
The escaped prisoners now mocking the prison guards who were supposed to prevent them from leaving. You can see this is an image that was shared with BNO News Live, and the photo shows the hole through which inmates escape at the New Orleans jail. And they wrote at the bottom here, "Too easy, LOL. Sorry, not gonna work here." And it looks like they just ripped off a toilet or sink and then squeezed themselves through an open orifice in the wall. It is honestly too easy. That's unbelievable, right? You just pull out the brackets and there's a wide open cutout in the concrete so that they could attach the drain for the toilet, right? They just, oh gosh, we don't want to seal that back up. It looks like there may have been a bar there that they may have cut out, and there may be some other steel barring in there, but that was a bar. Maybe they bent that one open, or I don't know if that's a connection maybe for the water line there to the back of the sink or to the toilet. That looks like a toilet drain valve, drained the crap out of there. And that's it. So they just basically sawed out a hole. You got some pipes. Don't even know if that's steel or anything. That might just be a water pipe. And they just squeezed on through right on out the other side. So you just have to pull it off. That's it. You're not chiseling away. You're not hacking at anything. You're not creating, distractions or anything. You just get in there and leave. And there's some colorful language up there that, let's leave off the screen. But here you can see, yeah, it looks like just like a water line, and you pull it off and you're good to go. So as long as you can get in the cell, you're good. It says, "We innocent, F off," and other words, "most hated," and so on. So they got out of there. Now here is what the video footage looks like. So a couple other things. Now this was also what CBS News posted for us. So as we described this, right, I've been in many jails and federal prisons and seen a lot of these things, and usually there's just layers to them, layers. And even for attorneys, like check in, put that in there. Can I take this in? No. Phone? No. Anything? No. All locked up, right? It's very, very layers. You go in, check in, lock the door behind you. Somebody looks at you, okay, buzzes you in. The other door opens, go in, go up some elevators to the actual prison center, where they're actually being housed. And, it's like layers. So pain in the butt to go do a jail visit because it takes forever to go and get in because of all these layers. So the idea that you have 11 dudes who are leaving some place like that where you can only like open doors once the other one's closed and all the things. How the heck did that happen is what we're wondering. So we see the footage here. So maybe this is getting out of their cells, but it looks like this dude is already out of his cell. This might be another like common area, let's say, right? Not actually a cell, but like a common area. And then there's this other scene where they're cracking this out. And this might be the, like, let's say an exit way into the yard, right? So they come out of their cells and then they go into this facility or out this door into a yard. I think what we're going to see here is them fleeing out of this door. And then the other exit, right, like outside of the facility might be this photo. So I don't know exactly where this photo came from, but that might be the final exit to get out beyond the perimeter. So we're still assembling what happened, but here's another scene here. And this dude is just here yanking on this thing for a minute. Just here, looks like he's creating some sort of a handle for himself with a shirt, maybe wrapping it around the handle in a similar fashion. You see this handle is probably the same, probably opposite over there. And it looks like these doors slide. And so he's just wrapping a towel around. There he goes. Now he's just going to start yanking on the thing with another shirt wrapped around the handle, or maybe he's kind of nudging that in there. So security's just sitting here watching him this whole time, I guess, or not watching him rather. And again, like these doors are massive. They're big, heavy doors, generally speaking. I don't know about these specific doors, but in general, right? Jail, prison doors, like big, hefty gobs of metal, and things are locked in there pretty tight. So I guess my question is, does this go right out to the yard and then, into some outdoor area? So the idea could be maybe the first image was the cell. They get out of the cell. Now they're doing this under dark of night. The guards think they're all in the cells. Then they come out, they crack the door open. This is going to get them out into the yard. But then how do they get the other dudes out, right? Like how'd the other dudes get out? Do they all just crack off their sinks out of their cells? Then they're all out. So that one door, right, that they finally crack open, I think they do that. So watch them run across this highway. So right there, they're hopping this fence right here. So they get get out of the cell, rip the sinks off, get out of the cell. Then they rip the toilets off, get out of the cell because there's all these cutouts in all the cells. So one of them just figures it out. One of them's like, dude, just rip it off. Then they open the door to this outer yard, right? That one dude jerks that thing open. Then they hop the fence and they're running across the highway, all 11 dudes. All right. So I think you can pretty much piece it together. Yep. There they are right there. And they're gone. So what we got now in response to that is this woman who's going to come and explain to us what the plan is. And I don't know if this is a thing in New Orleans or what, but when you're looking for escaped convicts, you need visual enhancements, obviously. This is a visual operation. We need to identify and look for things. So don't make fun of her glasses, okay? Because that's all they're for. They're visual aids. They're going to find the convicts much faster now.
Good afternoon, all. I am Major Stephanie Minter Gibson, and I oversee the Crime Victims Unit for the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office. Once I was notified about the escapees, I immediately gathered a team of experienced staff, and we started calling victims and
put on our
survivors,
glasses
just to make sure that they are aware of what was going on and that they are safe. For the records that had no information, I immediately reached out to our partners such as NOPD Special Victims Unit, Detective Walton, who was very grateful in helping us, and she provided us with other information that we were able to call those families and help them as well. Once we finished the first batch of victims, we started calling the second batch, and actually the reason why I'm saying that is because I separated them. The chief from the DA's office, victims, Alison Morgarder, reached out to me, and we both were calling victims. What she had and I did not have, we shared information, and we both gathered all the information, and we made sure all victims were aware of what was going on. Most of the victims were very grateful for the calls. They graciously thanked us. We additionally sent our detectives to their homes for more safety measures, and that alone speak measures. I strongly encourage all to educate the community on the importance of Vine Link. This is a free app that is listed online, and it is also a guide for victims and survivors to track offenders while they navigate the criminal justice system. The number for Vine is 1-800.
Okay, so download the government app, and you can also keep an eye on what's happening out there.